What's cracking, everybody?
What up? What up? What up?
As you see, we got hip hop royalty in here tonight. As far as I'm concerned, we got hip hop royalty. We got the OG. Annimeanz. What's cracking, big dog?
What up? What up? What up, man? How you doing?
Chilling, homes. Hey, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Uh, so let's get into it, homie. Anything you want to say off the top? Off, what you want to push out there before we even get into anything?
Nah, well, we got like a new video out right now, and it's called "About My Shit," and it's a dope video. So if y'all could go check that out, that'll be dope. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. So, for the people that don't know, how long you been in the game, homie?
Fuck, probably like almost 12 years at this point. Yeah.
There you go. So, just so you know, when I did the video on Swifty Blue, and then remember afterwards, I said, "Hey, Annimeanz got at me." Hey, people said you checked me, big dog.
Nah, nah, hell nah. Nah, not even that. I just gave my opinion about how it is. Like I've been in similar situations to that. You feel what I'm saying?
See, and that's what I want people to know. Like what Swifty Blue had to say, he said it, but I think he said it the wrong way. The way you got at me was you've actually experienced it, and I don't know if you want to expound on that, but like what you told me was, it was okay, but they don't know how to push raza, right?
Well, yeah, it's like there's no real understanding of the demographic. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, and you won't really know it unless you like. It's all real trial and error, like the way I even learned it myself.
Yeah.
And I probably don't even know it like up to date at this point, right?
Hmm.
Um, but it's like you have to like. It's just different with Mexican music, bro. As far as like hip hop, there's just a certain. I mean, I think the newer shit is starting to actually break through, but previous to that, like the newer, like the shit that was going on at that time, it just wasn't breaking through. It was like halfway in, halfway out type shit. So it's a peculiar market. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what? Look, I don't mean to cut you off, homeboy, but here's the problem that I have.
Yeah,
Like you get down, homeboy. Like,
yeah,
look, there's so much raza that gets fucking down now, and yet we're still stuck in this whole Chicano rap. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that puts raza in a box where people are like, oh, I don't want to have nothing to do with that.
yeah,
Whereas, like Eminem, you don't hear white rap. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
other rappers that aren't black, you don't hear them say their race. But for some reason, if you're from Southern California, hey, the raza up north don't get the same treatment. But if you're from
yeah.
Southern California, it's Chicano rap. And I try to tell people all the time, I'm not even a rapper, big dog. And I try to tell people all the time, take away the Chicano rap label. It's just rap, right?
Yeah. At this point, I feel like it's just rap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think there's a lot of conversations about Chicano rap right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's probably a couple of dudes running around trying to keep it alive, but I think it's starting to kind of just fade away the way it's supposed to, because it's supposed to be evolution, right? Like you got to keep advancing. So I mean, it was a moment in time, but I mean, at this point, I don't necessarily think it's a thing. Um, there's probably like artists that might still get labeled like that because of the way they look. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it has to do with image too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they'll call me a Chicano rapper before they call OGZ one because we just don't look the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I still have a bald head and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it's just a stereotypical type thing right now that I don't think it really holds a lot of merit at this point. You know what I'm saying? As far as like labels and signing with black labels, like me personally, I just don't think it's a good idea if that label doesn't know what your demographic is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can navigate East LA better with you than I could navigate it with somebody that grew up in Wattsville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
That's
and
just the
and
reality of it, though. You know?
And see, that's what I wanted. That's why I wanted to make sure that you had a platform to speak on, because I think that Swifty Blue, what he was saying and the way he said it were two different things. What
Yeah,
he meant and the way he you come across way more eloquent. You know what I mean? And you were signed to what was a Gorilla Black. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like you've
Over.
had these opportunities and you still have love for Gorilla Black, but the way they didn't know how to market you, right?
I mean, even with that was like even with that situation, like that was hella early, right? And
Mhm.
now that I think about it, like I really didn't even know who I was as an artist even at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, even if they was interested to push it the way they were supposed to, I probably wasn't ready for it myself. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times as artists, like we want to go, you know, we want to be seen, but
Hmm.
it took a long time to really be who I am as an artist right now, as far as my actual talent.
Hmm.
Like took probably every bit of them 12 years, you know what I'm saying? So um I think as I went, I was always ahead of my time. So it's like even at this point in time, like I'm still pretty relevant. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the best thing out of everything. You know what I mean? And now it's like when I do certain things, or you know, like when I get on certain platforms, it's like people already know who I am. They familiar with the type of talent I have, and it's not necessarily as hard as it once was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any projects right now that you have upcoming or that are in the works that you'd like to speak about?
Yeah. I got like an EP. It's called "Make Crack Great Again," and yeah, you know, we putting out the songs. That's what the videos are about right now. We got two of them. Um, there's a Back on My Shit one. It's with Fly Mob, and then I got another one. It's like a it's like a remix of the song Closer. You know, I rapped over the beat and all that, so it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really ill actually.
Hey, what is that song you got? Like the West, I think it's called.
Yeah. Like the West.
Homie, look, I'm from the West, from my city. I'm from the West. I was feeling that shit, but I feel a lot of your music, homeboy. And you know what? I really wanted to, you know, I feel like again going back to the Swifty Blue thing. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I
Yeah,
feel like he meant a certain thing. He just didn't know how to express it. And I feel like in talking to you, homeboy, like you express it in a good way. And I think it's important that the black community understand it wasn't a diss. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's just
I mean,
really it's different demographics and trying to figure out how to push it to where everybody gets their money, right?
not only that though. You know, a lot. Okay, like for instance, like what the homie was talking about, right? Like he's talking about because he lives a certain lifestyle, right? And
Mm-hmm.
involved in a certain culture and a certain movement that they abide by certain laws and certain boundaries. Like
Yeah.
most people that they have opinions, like they people off of you, they don't even belong in that life, let alone have an opinion on it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
That's a true story.
but this shit is so like commercialized now. You go on YouTube and you could just hear all these prison stories and all this shit that kind of like, you know, I don't even want to use the wrong word, but it's just
Yeah.
very commercialized to where everybody has an opinion. Like a black man honestly shouldn't have an opinion on what a southerner says, and vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's either way it goes.
Yeah.
The fact that it's being told and broadcasted, it's just you obviously you're gonna get all kind of opinions and shit that in reality don't hold no merit because they're not a part of that life no way. You see what I'm saying?
But any means, let me say this. When somebody like Swifty brings that type of politics into the rap game,
Yeah.
it kind of leaves it open for discussion, right?
Yeah,
Whereas,
obviously, you know what I'm saying?
look,
Like,
look, look,
yeah,
you and I know if you're not in prison, and this is just me. You know,
yeah,
you can correct me and let me know how you think. But me personally, I feel like if you're not in prison, why are you trying to live by prison rules? You know what I'm saying? I think that really fucks your money up.
yeah.
That's just me personally.
Man, it's a hard thing to really talk about because it's like, fuck, you know, you might offend some people and shit, but it's like,
No, I get it. Believe me.
bro,
Hey,
it's like this, right? It's like,
people don't know that for raza, it's different.
yeah, bro, like when you make it, like when you making music, like I know everybody, like it's hard to make music that everybody's gonna accept. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I
But
I
as a look at,
I get where he's coming from. Like he want his people to market it because they know how they're gonna touch his community. He knows for a fact that's a A1 dollar, right? That's like for instance, like when they say like, you know, keep the black dollar in the black community.
yeah.
That's essentially what Swifty Blue is saying. He's saying
That
I
is
want to
what he's
keep the
saying.
brown dollar in the brown community. There's
Okay,
nothing
look,
wrong with that at all, bro.
nothing,
Not even
nothing.
a little
But
bit.
here's my problem.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. Do you think Eminem thought that same shit?
Yeah, but he don't. These are not Eminem circumstances. You dig
No,
what I'm?
no, no. But I'm just saying
Yeah,
we have to at some point get out of that. But it just look, you know the industry. I don't. But to
yeah.
me, from the outside looking in, I'm like, if you look, there's certain raza rappers that I feel like you guys are at a different level than what's out there right now.
Yeah.
But you're not fucking getting a fair chance, and I think it's because of the politics. You know what I mean? Like, if you vatos could just get a fair chance to get on the fucking radio, let the viewers decide. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I think that if you're from Southern California and your raza, you have so many obstacles in front of you.
No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That is a fact, but um, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more easier with the internet. As far as
Yeah,
like let's
yeah.
say radio, like that's probably the last person to get your song at this point.
Hmm.
You know, your shit got to be like viral on TikTok and viral on some other shit, and then viral on some other shit, and then it'll finally get to the radio. It's really like everything that we really need is what we holding right now. You know, the real,
Yeah.
the real power and like uplifting and like from the artist to everything else is like people like y'all. You know what I mean? People that are creating platforms to promote the music through. We don't have platforms. We don't have record labels. We don't have so many things that the quote unquote black industry has, and that's what we need. So in reality, like you're a part of the foundation already. You're a outlet that has what 30,000 subscribers, and I'm
Hmm.
talking to every single one of them right now. And that's what we need. And in order to get that, we need people like you to create platforms and then show love to the artists and just create a whole like economy. You know, it's like people don't want to pay for verses and shit like that, right? Like, how do
Hey,
you
I'll
think? How,
tell you right. Hey, look.
yeah,
I'll tell you right now. If you ever want to do an intro song for my channel, I'll
yeah,
pay you.
that's what's
And
up. Like, and that's another thing to speak about. Like, a lot of these rappers, they have egos and they're like, well, I don't want to pay this man for a verse, so I don't want to pay this dude. Or, you know, if you go to an artist and you say, hey, I want a features because you know he has some type of viability, because it'd be a lot of
mhm,
these dudes that they got like 500 followers and they'll come and be like, yo, let me get a verse. And I'm like, all right, well, look, you know, this is what I charge or whatever, right?
mhm, mhm.
The point I'm trying to make is this, is that if you want to be a successful artist and you're in a quote unquote scene, in order to get reciprocate that finance, you have to put it out, and there has to be an economy
Mhm.
that's built, and
Yeah.
and money can begins to circulate, and that's how people get rich, and that's how like the mainstream industry has always thrived, because they created a fucking industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In order for us to even be taken seriously, we have to create all that shit. You know, with the platforms, with the, you know, like there's a Spotify playlist finally that's out that's doing
Hey,
kind
look.
of certain little things, but all those things help to like really build it up. You know, it ain't necessarily about anybody letting us in at this point,
Mhm.
because fuck getting in, right? Like we just built our
Yeah.
own shit and then come to the table and throw our currency there and be like, no, no, what's up? Like match us type shit.
Okay.
Bring
So
something
look,
to the table. You feel what I'm saying? Fuck like begging for a deal. Like I don't want to beg nobody for a deal. Period. You know what I'm saying?
that's right. You don't got to either. So as you guys see on the bottom of this channel right here, it says support any means on Spotify. How else? Look. So you already know I got over 30,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
right? I got a bunch of channel members. But the thing about my channel is this: I got loyal ass subscribers, homeboy, and I want to help you get where you want to be. How can we help you? Because I will have any raza on here and help you guys get. Look, I tell people YouTube is our avenue now. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then you got Spotify. You're an artist. Whatever it is, put it out there. And I'm asking everybody that supports my channel, everybody that watches this video, go ahead and follow him on Spotify and anything else he has to say. Go ahead, big dog.
Um, if y'all can help me out with the YouTube, I just started one. It's called It's the First Music Group, and that's like my new channel because I got locked out of my old one and shit. So I got to start all over again. So you know, man, if y'all could pulled up and shit. You know what I mean? I put out a lot of
It's
good.
the first music group. You guys
Yeah,
make sure you check that out, man. Support the homie.
and I appreciate the platform like always. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yeah.
really dope and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, no, no. Hey, I look, when I say that I'm for the raza, I'm for the raza. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we have an opportunity now. YouTube isn't the best, but it is what it is. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And we all have an opportunity to blossom and grow through this thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to have you on here because I dig your music, homeboy. I dig you as a person. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? You're a solid motherfucker. And so I want to make sure that I give you the opportunity to get all the support that you need because I know you've been doing this a long time. And like I said, I think Swifty Blue does not have a mouthpiece. What
Yeah.
he meant to say was so different than what he put out there for everybody to chop up. And I wanted to make sure that I gave you an opportunity as someone who actually knows how to speak and who's had those opportunities. I wanted to make sure that people see the difference. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, and for the record, like I don't really think old boy's doing anything bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to think like he a young dude that's out there doing what he's doing. He's popping, and he just gonna say what he gonna say. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the
Yeah.
day,
I think, and I'm
live
not trying to
learning
put
type.
you,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to put you in a position, but I just feel like Swifty Blue has a talent. He
Yeah,
does, right? But I think that he gets so caught up in trying to generate views that he's creating a lot of negative energy about himself that's taken away from his talent. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Whereas you and a lot of other raza that are doing this, you vatos are humble, you vatos are quiet, you know what I'm saying? And you're just trying to let your music speak. Unfortunately, that's not bringing you the attention it should, but that's why I'm trying to help you out right now.
Yeah, nah, I appreciate that too, because they really do want you to do some weirdo fuck shit. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
they want you to like really like get out of your character in order to get attention. And I ain't never really been like that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I got an opinion that's legitimate as far as when I talk about certain things. And I'm just I love the art form, so I'm a real musician. You know what I mean? So I make real music and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I try
Absolutely.
I try to stay away from all the stupid shit, but I mean at the end of the day, like you're probably gonna get drug into something. You know what I mean? Because I done been into all type of shit my damn self. You know what I'm saying? So
No, believe me, I recently got caught up in something, but
I seen that too. I seen that
and
was
and
from
and
left
hey,
field.
let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
And you hollered at me, right?
yeah, yeah,
You hollered at me and you said, "Hey, this ain't a good look for the raza," and you were right. Excuse me. And fortunately, Gil and I were able to take a step back
yeah, yeah.
because it ain't about us. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I get that too. You know.
yeah. And so, hey, we're moving on, and all we want to do is make sure that all the raza has an avenue to prosper.
Like and this is what I would like to say as far as that regarding that whole thing. Like I think every one of y'all is gonna bring your own personal platform that's gonna help everybody. Not everybody's gonna like y'all all bringing something to the table, right? Like it ain't like a race for that one spot. Like
Nah, I don't need.
everybody,
Hey, I don't need the number one
you
spot.
know what I'm
I
saying?
just need to be able to give you an opportunity
It's
to
like
catch up with
right.
everybody else.
It's like saying like it's like saying we need a ladder to get on a building, and instead of having like three or four of them, motherfuckers are just trying to get one. And it's like it's about having as many ladders as we can get in a row. It ain't
Absolutely.
about the high. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how I feel in that aspect. When all you were arguing and all that, is like that shit don't make sense because we need every
Doesn't.
one of them avenues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Serio.
Equally,
And
you know what I
and
mean?
and and we got caught up in something, and then cooler heads prevailed because at the end of the day, we understand we are only vessels. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We're just vessels, and as soon as we think we're the thing, we're gone, homeboy. That's not who we are. You know what I mean? Like we need to bring everybody with us.
yeah, yeah.
And so I never lost sight of that, and I'm glad that we were able to move on. And I'm glad that I'm able to do this with you, and whatever you need, that's what I wanted to do here with this tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just be like, even for the people that watch all these podcasts, like, just be careful with the ones you watch, because there's some people out there spreading like a real negative message and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a run in with one of them myself just recently, and I'm like, wow, this dude's really preaching some like real anti shit here, like,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't necessarily being looked down upon, right? And I'm like, so, with that being said, like, one thing about like the Mexican community in Los Angeles is like, we support all the urban shit, the hip hop, all
Mm-hmm.
that shit. And be careful who you supporting, bro, because some of these dudes is really out here talking reckless, and we shouldn't be scared to like voice our opinion
Absolutely.
out of
You
fear of
know,
thinking that motherfuckers are gonna cancel. But I don't give a fuck. You
I
can't
don't
cancel
either.
motherfuckers.
Hey,
Like,
listen. Hey,
I'm
any
not
means,
a straight
look,
up.
big dog. I'm not even supposed to be on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So,
You
so
feel
when
me? I don't
people,
give a fuck about a cancel. You dig?
that's where I'm at. But I will say, look, I think that through the work that I've done, like I have a lot of black platforms that support me.
That's dope. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Because they see that. Look, I get a lot of raza that tell me, "Hey, why you keep putting your hand out to the black community and when they keep slapping it away?" Not everybody does.
Yeah, see that all that shit is crazy as far as
We
just
just, hey, we just gonna chip away, right, big dog? We're gonna chip away
yeah.
at it.
I feel like that shit is like, I feel like it's people always trying to like add fuel to that shit instead of just leaving it alone. Period. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I never, like, for instance, like, I never wanted to be involved in any of them black and brown movements and all that shit.
Mhm.
That shit weird, bro. That shit making it seem like you trying to advertise your alliance to these people. Is like, if you with somebody, you just with them naturally. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, I feel like it's a lot of forced propaganda behind that shit. And it always seems like they trying to shove it down somebody's throat. Like, just let the shit be. You feel what I'm saying? And
let it be natural.
people that fuck with each other is naturally just gonna come together and fuck with
Yeah,
each other. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
I
Because
believe that.
it leaves a lot to be questioned in the middle there. Because it always seems like we the people that's trying to press that agenda, and it's never really receptive. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
I
like I
get a
said,
lot of that.
it's like, bro, just let that shit be, and if it is, it is, and it's all good. Either way, it goes down. But at the same
Yeah,
time, I'm not one of them motherfuckers that'll just hang out with somebody and get disrespected on the low just to be cool type shit. Like, fuck all that too. Like, motherfuckers got to keep their pride and all that. Just, let the shit go the
absolutely,
way it
absolutely.
falls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
um, that's how I feel about that whole situation. And even with like all these conversations that come up, like, I try my hardest not to talk about them, because at one point I had a lot of black supporters. You feel me?
hmm,
But it's like, when you start to have a certain amount of followers, and you start to get a reputation for speaking your mind, a lot of the people are going to start to press you on that shit. And sometimes you have to actually respond. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to respond the way I feel. So I've lost a lot of support speaking my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Which is in my point, my reality at that point. You know what I'm
but
saying?
look at. So this is look at homeboy. One of the things that I've learned the hard way
Yeah.
is that a lot of times you may get somebody that's gonna make a comment and they're gonna try to seem like they're black. I've come to understand they may not be. They may be
Yeah.
just people trying to stir the pot. You know what
It
I'm
don't
saying?
necessarily be in the comments. It'd be like, like, for instance, they'll want you to talk about the vendor situation, or, like, there was some dude on YouTube, and he was pretty much race baiting, right? And
Yeah.
so, I kind of spoke up on it a little bit, because the shit that he was saying was just really like really, really provocative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was
Yeah.
really hitting the motherfucker's nerve type shit. And I'm like, this shit crazy. That's the type of shit that'll make me say something, because
Yeah.
I'm only human, and like I said, like, my people listen when I talk. So it's like, I'm not with all that like throwing rocks, hiding your hands type shit, and
Yeah.
then around and trying to make it look like we all these racist ass people, and we terrorist organizations and all that crazy shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that shit's a fucking false narrative right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, it's a crazy time right now. You know what I mean? With all this, just like I never really have been involved or heard so much racist shit. And you
But
know,
you know
like
what? I'll tell you, homeboy.
yeah,
Just me personally, I've come to realize that a lot of the people that push that narrative, they're not from California, big dog. They're
man,
listening to shit that happened in 1993, 1994, and it was real back then, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's not the
I mean,
reality now.
it's still real today in certain hoods in LA. It's just what it is. It's like it's a gang thing. You feel
It's
me?
a
Like,
gang thing.
you're probably never gonna get away from that. Like there, you can be in LA and go like maybe 5 blocks down, and there's a hood and a like a barrio and a set that don't get along with each other,
Yeah,
and they might go for like 10, like another 10 blocks, and there's a black gang and a Mexican hood. They share the same hood, so
absolutely,
it depends on
absolutely.
where you at and what the climate is. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of the shit not necessarily racist, but I mean,
It's gang
at the
banging.
same time, it turns racist. Man, it's a crazy game, bro. That's just what it is. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I do believe that a lot of the people that push that narrative are not from California. They're hearing what other people have to say and they're pushing it. And I'm like, when they say certain things, I'm like, you ain't even from. I could tell, like, you're not from California. You don't understand. Things are not the same right now as they were
Yeah.
20 years ago. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
if you want to talk about anything, there is division in business world and in the industries and shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. That's where the division is, or that's where the agenda seems to be at times. It ain't necessarily in the street. You feel me?
No,
And like I said, whenever it is in the street, it's always just in areas that it always has been. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, on
Oh
some gang banging shit though, right?
yeah, that should be exhausting at times. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's a never ending battle for us because we always are the ones that get seen like we're these racist people. So even trying to like defend yourself against the propaganda is like they already view you as like some racist Southsider who
Yeah, yeah,
cocktails people's houses or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
for real.
isolated incidents or shit that they read or seen gangland. Now these motherfuckers are that's the narrative now. You feel what I'm saying?
It
Like
is, and it's a
it's
fucked up.
fugazi. You feel me?
Yeah, and it's a fucked up place to try to engage other people when they think that's what it is. When that's not what it is. It's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it just is what it is. You feel me? You
Yeah.
know, but nah, hey man, as far as the music shit, like we doing all right. You know what I mean? We this is the most traction I ever seen it get, and I've been doing it for a minute. So I think it's dope. You know what I mean? And I think it's only gonna get bigger because why can't it be like why won't it be our just as us in a population is gonna get bigger in the next 20 years. So I mean
Mm-hmm.
it's only a matter of time. They if anything, they just reserving and preventing the unavoidable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they just prolonging something that can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Did you see
Yeah.
what Bun B had to say about the Raza supporting?
I've seen him speak on a couple of different things. I know he talked about like the producers that produced for him that they were Mexican or was that Chameleonaire?
So
I
what
think
he's
I think he said they
basically
were
what
loyal,
basically
loyal
what he
fans.
said is that Raza support more than anybody when it comes to hip hop.
Fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was a beautiful thing that he said that. Now, what we need is Raza to support Raza the same way they support black artists.
Well, it's in the music, right? Like the the biggest thing about the whole Chicano rap era was like the community wasn't necessarily like in tuned with it all the way around. Like not everybody in the Mexican community is a cholo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's why it had a lot of it got like put in a hole, I guess,
yeah, a little box.
because it was only meant to be for a certain type of person. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like current day, the community is gonna get involved and they're gonna fuck with whatever's hot. You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to these young artists that are coming out and like people that are still making music to just make relatable music to where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little bit older than the newer artists, but I don't necessarily relate to some of them because they be from like deep in East LA saying nigga.
yeah,
I'm like, I don't understand where that happened at. Like, I can
Yeah,
understand
that's
that
different.
happening from where I come from, because where I come from in that area, that's what it's always been that way. You feel what I'm saying? But when I hear people from like San Gabriel Valley saying nigga, it makes me like, what? Like, I don't understand it. So that's where I lose connection with a lot of the shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know y'all to talk like that from that area, let alone I'm not already don't believe it. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, that's just me. I'm an older person at this point. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
point I'm trying to make is you have to make music that the community can relate to. So if anything, my advice to young artists and people that are already doing it is like, just be who you are and talk about where you coming from. Because when I bought music, I bought it because I wanted to hear what New York sounds like. I didn't want to hear what LA sounds like over some New
Yeah.
York shit. You feel what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Bas-
So,
Basically, it's just spit, right? Spit.
yeah, like, be who you are. I want to hear what's going on in your hood. You feel me? Like the slang, the talk, the bitches, the stories. Like that's why I buy into an artist, because I want to know where they from. You know, it's like a story. You telling me who you are, and you take
That's
through your streets. You feel what I'm saying?
that the original hip hop was supposed to be basically like a newspaper of where
Yeah,
you're from, right?
exactly. So that's how
And
I view music. You know what I'm saying? That's how,
exactly.
even to this day, like when I talk about Cudahy, like I talk about Cudahy in the era that I come from, and what it was like there, and you're always going to give it a vision picture of what I talk about, of where I come from. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's how I feel about that.
Shout out to Cudahy.
That part.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
So we've been on over a half hour, big dog.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't want to go too long, but I want to make sure that before we close this out, anything that you want to put out there about how we can support you, please go ahead and let us know. I got it on the bottom right here. Support Annimeanz on Spotify. Anything else that we can do, because I really listen. All of my subscribers, I got 30,000 subscribers. I would love for you guys to go and support him on Spotify. And
Yeah.
anything else he has to say, please support this man.
Um, yeah, man, hit me up on YouTube. It's the First Music Group. And everything at Annimeanz, everything is right there. Make sure y'all vote for Trump in 24. And you know what I mean? Like let's make America great again. And we got the new album.
Serio.
Let's make crack great again. So we got things we gotta make great again. Feel me? So make sure y'all get the album, check out the new videos, and follow me on YouTube, man. I appreciate the support, big dog. Thank you very
Hey,
much.
Holmes, I got you. Anytime you want to come back, I got you. Anything you need, I got you, homeboy. All
Thank
right?
you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay,
All right.
everybody. So that's my boy, Annimeanz. You see his name. You see on the bottom, support him on Spotify, support his YouTube channel. He said it several times. I need you guys to look it. Raza, stand up. It's time for us to support our people, eh?
All
You know
right,
what I'm
good.
saying? Like, I got 30,000 people supporting me, support him. I need that. All right? So
All right.
everybody, please stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out.